Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bernard from the BTNHD, and yes, Windows 10 was released today out to the public for testing, and this is the first boot. As always, I'm always testing stuff out with a virtual environment because I don't have the hardware to test this stuff out for you guys, but virtualizing stuff is so easy and fun. So I already pre-built a virtual machine, and I gave it 4 gigs of memory and 4 processors with a hard drive of 40 gigs. Pretty soon I'm going to tell you guys what are the requirements to get yourself up and running if you are willing to test out Windows 10 on your machine. So let's power this bad boy up and let's see how it looks and feel at the very first time. Now this is only the configuration and the installation part, the first boot of how it feels when you actually install it. Now, to get you guys started, now the system requirements is you need at least a 1 gigahertz or faster processor. The RAM, you need at least 1 gig of RAM for a 32-bit if you're running the Windows 10 32-bit operating system. Now if you're like me, if you're running the 64-bit, you need at least 2 gigs or more. I gave it 4. So right here, let's click on next and let's hit install and see what happens. The next thing that you need at least 16 gigs of disk space. If you are testing this out with multiple applications or installing like Office 2013 and Adobe products, give your machine a little bit more space. For me, I gave it 40 gigs, and you need at least a Microsoft account and internet access to do the Microsoft Apps Store stuff, and also to activate the preview. So I'm going to accept the terms, hit next. We're not going to do an upgrade. We're going to do a custom install, and we're going to click next because this is a brand new virtual machine. Now, installing Windows, it looks and feels just like Windows 8.1. We really don't know if Microsoft is going to change the way the installation environment looks, but from what I've seen so far, it looks and feels just like a Windows 8 and a Windows 8.1 environment, so nothing's changed there. So I'm pretty excited. So we're gonna let this run, and once it's done, we're gonna come back and get into the desktop and take a quick look. Alright guys, and the installation of installing or expanding the files has been completed, so it's time to configure your machine. Before I even start doing that, I want to tell you guys that there are 2 ways that you can actually install the Windows Technical Preview for Windows 10. You can either download the exe file on a working environment desktop, meaning if you have a Windows 7 desktop, you can actually download this, double click on it, and it will do its thing. Or if you have a Windows 8 8.1, download this application. It will check to make sure if the machine is capable to handle Windows 10. It will download the actual software to your machine as a Windows update, and it does its thing. Now this normally takes between 5 to 6 hours, so I really don't recommend this. And you can actually download the ISO if you know how to burn it into a DVD and boot into the DVD. So let's get into the settings, and I'm going to do use Express settings. Now it's next, let's set up your account. So I'm pretty excited to see what's new. Okay, either you could create a new account, or if you don't have an account, you create a new one. I have an account, so I'm actually gonna log in to my account because I have some settings, and hopefully Microsoft will bring those settings down to this new machine. Awesome. To verify that this is your email, enter it below and click to receive the code. So this is, I can't do this right now. Let's say I can't do this right now. Okay, so now I want you to do a OneDrive is your cloud storage. So this is the new thing with Windows 10. So they want you to do everything with OneDrive. I'm gonna say your camera roll and PC settings will automatically be backed up to the cloud, and new documents. Wait a minute, this sounds a little bit like iCloud. Whoa. So I'm gonna go for it. So I'm gonna hit next. Alright guys, so while this is installing all the apps that it needs for me to, do my thing within Windows 10, there are some important notes that you guys have to take in consideration. Some PC processors and hardware configurations aren't supported by Technical Preview. Microsoft hasn't given us a list of what those processors are. After you install the preview, you won't be able to play DVDs using Windows Media. If you have Windows 8 Pro with Media Center and you install the preview, Windows Media Center will be removed automatically. Ooh, that sucks. The preview won't work on Windows RT 8.1 and Windows N editions. The preview is not available for Windows Phone. A small number of older 64-bit processors might be blocked from installing the preview, so that kind of sucks. If you have a newer machine that you purchased a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, you're good to go. But if it's an old machine, like about 2 years, 3 years old, with an old 64-bit processor, there's a good chance that the preview won't work. If you're running Windows 7 without Service Pack 1, you can only upgrade to the preview by downloading ISO, and that means wiping it clean and installing it. If you install Windows 7 Service Pack 1 before doing the preview update, you can actually upgrade it using the Technical Preview exe file if you upgrade your Windows 7 to Service Pack 1. And here we go, guys. First boot of Windows 10. It looks really beautiful. The desktop to me looks a little annoying, but hey, this is the famous start menu that everyone's wanted because, again, Windows, Microsoft removed it from 8.1 and they brought it back. Who knows? But another thing that, guys, before I let you go, the technical preview is only going to be up and running until April 15th of 2015. That is when they're going to do the cutover. And once April 15 comes around, they're actually going to remind you to upgrade your PC. So this is not an operating system that you can have forever. They're actually going to like decommission it April 15th. And you're probably going to get a nice little dialog box around the window saying, hey, you need to upgrade to the public version. So hopefully you guys enjoy this first boot. Stay tuned for the review. I have to actually start installing my VMware tools on it so everything could be nice and seamless. And I'll catch you guys on the Windows 10 review. Peace out.